Antigua's parliament passes legislation in a first step to making the CCJ the country's final court. And in sport, Trinbago Knight Riders lose again to Amazon Warriors, this time in the CPL playoffs. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Wednesday, September 12. I'll be back with the details after the break.
What are the possible options that we're facing as far as you're concerned?
I think, so for futures, that spins out from a couple of different dimensions. So I'm sort of starting from the standpoint, as I've sort of just said, that it's, suppose this is possible for us to automate, you know, if we're doing a thought experiment, suppose we could automate everything.
Okay.
Suppose we didn't need any human labor.
Okay.
Then what? You know, and there's a certain style of liberal futurism.
Filmmaker Peter Berg announced that he will direct a documentary which will take a stylistic look at the life of pop star Rihanna. The feature film will not be so much a rockumentary as it will be an intimate look at the life of a megastar. Berg's documentary film company, Film 45, will be producing the film. Berg previously directed Friday Night Lights, which was based off a true story.
The Antigua and Barbuda Parliament last night gave the nod to the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ becoming the island's final court. But it's only the first step as the Constitution of Antigua and Barbuda Constitution Amendment Bill 2018 has to be passed in the Senate. Now the move then has to get the approval of 2/3 of voters in the November 6th referendum. Now during the debate in Parliament, government MPs made an impassioned plea for citizens to support the move to replace the London-based Privy Council with the CCJ in Trinidad and assert the country's total independence from Britain. But opposition leader Jamily Pringle and Barbuda MP Trevor Walker abstained from the vote. Pringle said that while the main opposition United Progressive Party had no problems with the CCJ, the party was demanding that efforts to be made to fix the local courts first. He also said the UPP would not support the referendum if other constitutional issues were not on the ballot. Now, although the Grenada went that route and the referendum failed, Pringle said that may not be the case for Antigua and Barbuda.
But our people are different. They did a referendum with multiple issues and it failed. And we're looking. We don't know how they market their product. It all boils down to how you market what you're selling.
But Prime Minister Gaston Brown said his government is not opposed to comprehensive constitutional reform. In fact, he said the cabinet will today discuss the establishment of a constitutional reform commission. Brown said former CCJ President Sir Dennis Byron has already agreed to head the commission. First, the Oilfield Workers Trade Union, OWTU, had won. Now the opposition in Trinidad and Tobago says it also has a plan that could avert the controversial closure of the refinery at the state-owned oil company Petrotrin. The United National Congress is proposing a 24-month plan to restructure Petrotrin's operations to finance its debts, but workers would need to make major sacrifices under the plan, which UNC political leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar plans to share with the OWTU. She gave some insights into the proposal when she spoke with party supporters, as we hear from the Cindy Ragobert-Tikasing of TV6 News.
The opposition leader restated her position that government needed to re-examine the closure of Petrotrin's refinery, warning that the economic and social fallout would be massive. Mrs. Persad-Bissessar believes there are ways to clear the company's debt, save the refinery, and with it keep thousands of people employed. However, in part, it would require compromise and sacrifice from workers, suggesting to them it would be better to have a reduced income than no job.
You have to stand up, man up, and accept some responsibility to save your jobs. Malcolm Jones and a cabinet which Rowley was a part of caused this collapse. But you and we and all of us have to fix it. It will entail a major sacrifice, but it's better to have some income than none at all.
A police station in Jamaica's southeast came under attack yesterday as residents protested the fatal shooting of 16-year-old youth by police on Monday night. Now, the authorities said a Molotov cocktail was thrown at the National Stadium police station in St. Andrew, and while there were no reports of damage to the building, the windshield of a police service car parked on the compound was damaged when a large stone was thrown at the vehicle. The attacks are said to be linked to the fatal shooting of Cassie Lake. The Corporate Communications Unit of the Jamaica Constabulary Force said the teenager was shot during a confrontation with the police team, and a homemade firearm with one round was seized from him. But residents who blocked the road as they protested the killing dismissed the police account of the incident. The teen's cousin, who claimed to be at the scene of the shooting, said it occurred in an open lot and was unprovoked. Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next. Welcome back. It's now time for sport. Guyana Amazon Warriors defeated Trinbago Knight Riders by 2 wickets in the first eliminator of the Caribbean Premier League at the Guyana National Stadium last night. Batting first, TKR posted 122 for 7 in another dismal batting display, with Colin Ingram top scoring on 25, while the Bravo brothers Darren and Dwayne chipped in with 24 and 22 runs respectively. Australian off-spinner Chris Green, Trinidadian Riyad Emirates and Sohail Tanvir all picked apart the Knight Riders lineup, taking 2 wickets each. In reply, Amazon Warriors got to the target with only a ball to spare. The Amazons' Shimran Hetmeyer was the leading run scorer with 39 from 36 balls, while Sherfane Rutherford added 30. Trinidadian Kerry Pear was the pick of the bowling, capturing figures of 2 for 18. And West Indies superstars Chris Gayle and Andre Russell have been drafted as icons for their respective franchises in the Afghanistan Premier League, which bowls off next month. The two are the only West Indies players involved in the inaugural tournament, which runs from October 5th to the 21st at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Now, although the twilight of his career, Gayle remains the highly sought-after player on the global T20 circuit. The Jamaican, who turns 39 in just 10 days, holds the record for the most career T20 runs with 11,711 runs and the most centuries with 21. Russell, meanwhile, is also viewed as a prized asset in the T20 format, where his explosive lower-order batting, steady, medium pace and outstanding fielding has earned him contracts in nearly every league across the world. He has scored nearly 4,100 runs from 166 matches, taken 244 wickets and 121 catches. Both players are currently campaigning in the Caribbean Premier League, which wraps up on Sunday in Port of Spain. That's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.